We are going to pivot this series hard right now. I did not realize what this entailed. Anyway, welcome back to DKC Returns. I am David Triple Sticks. We are doing World 2 of Turbo Attack here and not doing the time trial thing. Because that's what this is. That is what this is. That is the Turbo Attack Gold thing. That is the gold time of the normal level. I am not doing that. I don't wish to bang my head against a wall. That is what the time trials in this game are. That's what the gold medal in this game is. That's what the gold medal in all these levels are. That's what the shiny medal is banging your head against a wall until you do it. Watching a tutorial on how to do the time trial perfectly. All that stuff. That's why I don't do the time trials in this game. And that is what Turbo Attack is. But it's faster, and I am not doing that. So, I did the first 4 levels of these with the gold Turbo Attack, trying to do the gold on that, and then I immediately realized that as soon as I got to 2-3. 2-3 is exactly the same as golding the original time trial of that level. So, here we go. We're going to actually have fun with this by just completing the game. You still get the percentage by just completing it. You get it for doing the silver. There's only 2 ranks. You get silver for completing the level on Turbo Attack and gold for doing the time trial. Doing the silver gives you the same amount of percentage, I believe. I could check after the menu after, but that's what I saw. Anyway, starting with 2-1 Poppin Planks Turbo Attack mode at an enjoyable pace. Alright, so I do kind of want to show you like how to do this, like if you were time trialing it. Basically just speedrun. Dixie makes all these better. They intend you to do all these turbo attacks with just DK. Then you land up there. Look how much slower and more better I'm doing it. Alright. Yeah, you do spin, barrel roll jump off a lot of these, and then they want you to go over here, which I missed. Doesn't really matter. And since I'm at the beginning, I might as well retry, just to reset the timer so it's not completely dead, I guess. But if I hit a checkpoint past that, I'm not retrying the level. I am going from that point. Like this. Gotta just roll jump off that instead. Oh, that was close. You can tell by 1K how much I was just 1K went poorly by a mile. I don't even care. Oh boy. Alright. Oh, I remember trying to do this like correctly. You kind of have to roll jump off that guy, roll jump off that guy. I already lost the timer, but I don't care. Alright. Just kind of try to control DK here. For fun, you know? Oh boy. Alright, we're good. Then, just rolled up to the edge. There we go. That was so much more fun, wasn't it? That was so much more fun. I could actually just play the level, play the game. Though these are the easier levels, so it's like, they aren't that difficult. But, well, later in the game, but will be more satisfying. Alright, next is 2-2. Fast that loading screen is. It's still so nice. There's a lot of things in this level that you can't roll jump into. Like that, and then that. You just like, if you roll jump, you just end up hitting that most of the time. Other than that, this level's not too hard. You want to get to the ending by 30 seconds if you want to go with this. Enjoy these time trial tips as you can, because I'm not going to be having them for much longer. Then you want to get up there as Dixie. You want to keep Dixie for that long. Then the mashing the button, because of course. The mashing is still that difficult. Alright, you can get up there without getting hit by the guy, but it's very difficult. The game doesn't let you control it until you basically are forced to get hit by the guy. And then taking the shortcut in this area is kind of impossible. Then you skip like this. If you're better at it. If you're better at it, there you go. Like that. Like stuff like that. I'm not retrying the level just because I can't seem to do a simple task. There you go. That's why I dislike time trialing platformers, especially when it's like this difficult. Especially when it's like flawless. That's what the gold time is. It's flawless moves throughout. Dixie helps with remove the flawlessness of it, but it's still like, it's still not fun. Alright, this level is what shouted to me that these were just gold times. It's because of this. You have to perfectly do this entire section, move from barrel to barrel, and get there by 1 second and 1 minute 1 second. Otherwise, you don't get the gold for this one. Everything else is an auto-scroller. If you don't perfectly get into those 2 barrels, you just don't get the gold. And that sucks! But anyway, this level's not too bad. It's just and that's another reason why the time trial kind of just sucks, because it's like you try and do it perfectly and you don't even know if you did it, but you can only tell whether you did it well or not by the end of the level. Or if you know what time you're aiming for when you get into the barrel. It's kind of ridiculous. And then, okay, there was something else there. It's very hard to keep the rocket barrel straight because of how fast the game is, because the game's at 150% speed. I'm pretty sure it's at 150% speed. Man, like again, this level would have already been beaten if I done it well. If it was the normal, like, you go up and you go down kind of speed. You have to tap that button way more than you did before. Then, here we go. See ya. Even faster. 40 seconds over, but I don't care. Yay! Level 3 done. These will be going by really fast as well, just because there's no secrets, there's no nothing. You're not trying to be careful because you have hearts. There's a lot of things like that. So in a way, I am kind of sucking the joy out of, like, I should say the joy. The fun out of these doing turbo attack. But literally, I don't care to. You have to kind of roll jump onto that thing and then go. You can roll jump across these little gaps. I think most of this level is roll jumping, or most of this level is rolling. That you ignore. That you go up there. Then this area kind of slows you down, as long as you, yeah, just if you don't want to take a hit. Then in this area you have to kind of go slow down. We're almost done, but it's still not enough time. When I was doing this before, I assumed that the people that were making this would make it a little bit lenient on the time and not make it gold times. But I highly underestimated how friendly they would be on a mode that literally makes you make more mistakes. I highly underestimated their what they would do here. All right, next level is Stormy Shore, the octopus level. All right, this level's not too bad. Oh boy, unless you just roll jump into the pit. Plus, I will be done with this part in not even a half hour. Unlike the first one, which was 2.5. Alright. Let's avoid that. This is where I stop having tips for time trials, because this is where I stop trying to go for the gold. Because I realized how futile it was. And how unfun it would be. Like the original time trials in the game. There you go. Can't retry because I'm at a checkpoint. Yeah, you don't even get any collectibles that you collect because of how the game works. Because this is time trials, you don't get anything for just doing anything. You also don't lose lives. But I think it's just more fun to actually do this mode, like, trying to survive it instead of trying to do it as fast as possible and know the exact path of exactly where you need to go. Alright. And then I keep getting hit by that thing. That one, I always get hit by, and then now it's like very easy to get hit by those. Oh boy. Woo! That was close. Another checkpoint. This should be the last one. Of course, I fall in. Doesn't really matter because DKC is not point at this point. Alright. I didn't jump on that. See, stuff like that happens on Turbo Attack. And instead of that being like, oh man, now I have to retry the entire level, I'm like, oh, interesting that happened. That was kind of funny. Okay, yep, alright. Now I'm kind of just going a little faster than I should be. Time to time trial this section. Why should I? Now, if you do get rid of that guy, you do get the coins. Again, they don't matter. There we go. Don't have to time that section. Alright. Level 5 done. Let's continue. Next level is Auto-Scroller. Another one where you can kind of tell that the gold medal was intended. Like the time trial gold medal was intended for this one. Because you have to perfect this area, because the next section is an auto-scroller basically, because of how it works. And then you activate that, and then it becomes an auto-scroller, and then you wait until the level ends. Unless you just try and jump on all those guys when it's 250% speed. Alright. Always get hit by that. Should I jump on this guy? Nope. Alright. I was gonna try and duck under them, but it's very hard to do that. Alright. The momentum in this area is it catches you off guard much better, or much easier than it does in the original. Oh boy. Okay, we're good. So rolling into these guys is way better than actually trying to jump on them, because sometimes you'll follow the whale and sometimes you won't. And you really can't catch that at 150% speed where you can save yourself. Never get not hit by that. It's very hard not. It's a very. Oh man, I shouldn't have gotten hit by that. Go. Yep, didn't get that last jump, and then we do this. Okay, again, 150% speed. It's very interesting. Trying to survive 150% speed is very interesting. Way more interesting than time trialing the level. It's more fun to do that. Woo! Actually got past that. And then I just messed that up entirely. Man. Alright. Don't mess this up. There we go. That's more like it. Got your checkpoint. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. And then you speed past this point because, again, kind of have to. It should be like 5 seconds off of the actual time. Again, don't matter. Doesn't matter to me anymore. I'm done golding these levels. I'm glad I caught that before I did more of that. Before I decided to be like, huh, I should gold all the levels. Alright. Should be good. Nope. Roll just ended. Yeah, I'm 5 seconds off. It's fine. 7 seconds. Ooh. It's a little slower than normal. I think when I was doing it before, I was like 3 seconds off. Again. It's an auto-scroller with 2 sections where you have to speed up. Figure out how you speed those 2 sections, so you'll be fine. Alright, this level, I'm glad I didn't do on gold. Because, man, there's a lot of points where you just want to wait. The only way to wait at proper points and do it properly is if you were to, yeah, like, stuff like that. There's little mistakes that it will cost you the entire run. I should retry, though. Just for the timer's sake. Okay. I tried to roll, but again, it's very hard to tell when you can roll at 150% speed. Yikes. There we go. The reason... Oh what I wanted to say. Though I'm kind of focusing on the tidal waves right now. It's gonna be hard to try and say what I wanted to say. The one thing that I hate so much about time trialing this game is that the goals require you to make no mistakes. I think even hits will take time away from you, kind of thing. Again, I've probably explained this before. Again, if I'm trying to think and play at the same time at a faster pace, it's not that easy to do. There we go. You did the level. Way later than what was intended, but that level sucks on time trials. Alright, all the levels are done. Now the next level is the only level that'll potentially even attempt at golding. Because it's actually pretty doable. Like, it's not impossible, and you don't have to do shortcuts, you know? That kind of thing. Thing I don't like the most about time trials. Alright, then go over here, then jump, pound, then the guy goes on the right. Ow. Jump on that. Then we wait over here. Ooh, it even starts over here. Alright, then make sure. There we go. Ah, okay. That's not good. That's really not good. Okay. Well, I'll attempt golding this level. It's very easy to gold this level. I just made a bunch of mistakes there. Almost ran into me. Alright. Then we do that. There we go. Now we're on second phase. There we go. Pound. There we go. There we go. Then we go to the right again. Yep. Alright. Then we go to another one. Pretty sure they do the same thing. I'm pretty sure they go to the right. Yeah. He might reach me before they do the thing. Okay. Nope. Alright. Then we do that. Oh boy. No! And now, if you miss, if you miss that, you just don't get gold. I might as well retry. If you don't do that perfectly, you don't get gold. There's no saving grace period. It's just you don't get gold if you don't do that perfectly. All right, I'll see you at the end of the boss fight. Even though I really shouldn't care about the gold. Maybe I should ignore Dixie. I should also, like, maybe view these cutscenes with Dixie. Man, it's too late. Man, oh well. There we go. Can't hover without Dixie there. But it's way harder to land these hits at double speed, I think. It's way scarier to land these hits on double speed. Okay. Oh boy, no! Come on! That's the only time the Dixie would be helpful there, because I was going the wrong way. Again, even on an easy level, I'm struggling to get the gold. I'm like, this is why I stopped. Also curious what Dixie will do here. Doesn't look like... Yeah, I'm not too interested in what Dixie did in the cutscene. There wasn't much she was doing. Though I do wonder... Her battle cry is probably the same as Tropical Freeze. Man, it's not that hard to land all 3 hits in normal speed, but when you turn up the speed, it's very, very hard to do that. I did this like in my 3rd try on when doing the practice run. Ah! Okay, I got one more chance. I think. That was... What are you... What the... How long did it take? Oh my... I had multiple issues with that. I really shouldn't do this. Look at how much longer this level's taking just simply because I'm trying to do this. Not fun. There we go. That's more like it. That's how you get gold on the one level. Alright, this is just the same cutscene. And you don't get to see how many punches. That also goes faster, if you didn't notice. You don't get to see how many punches you got in that last thing. Alright, the only gold I go for is a boss gold, because you can actually do those. Alright, next level's last. And this level you get Dixie. 2-K. Here we go. Alright, so this level is a lot of, probably be a lot of barrel roll jumping. I don't care to know where you have to barrel jump roll. Barrel roll jump. One of those keywords. Because of, it's probably in ridiculous places. Alright. Maybe just, like here, you could probably skip something. That I just, like, I tried to jump on the guy, the platform wasn't there yet, I was scared, therefore, again, it just fell into the lava. And this time, I'll have to reset every time, even if I'm not going for gold. Again, you don't want to wait for that if you're going for gold. But I do, because I want to have fun with the game. I don't wish to hate this game. Surprising, I know. And then again, I make little mistakes like that. Again, surviving turbo mode is way more interesting than actually doing time trial in turbo mode. Oh boy. Works. There we go. There we go. And there's one. There we go. Don't even touch the platform, huh? There we go. Alright, then we get to the rush parts. Yeah, of course, yep. That guy always hits you. He always messes me up because it's like he guarantee hits you. There's like, if you have to rush that part and he guarantee hits you. And in turbo mode, he's like even more guaranteed to hit you. Like how, look, it's like he's in your way for forever, that's why. Dixie's hair helped me with that. Alright, we're good. There we go. 10 seconds over. It doesn't matter. Again, you have to barrel jump a lot of platforms. I'm not doing that. Alright, and that's World 2. In in a much better amount of time. A much better amount of time. And way more fun. Alright, that's it. And that's World 2. It should be, I can check this, and then we can go back. Should be 21%. It is 21%. Okay. Alright, now back into the game. Alright. Next time on DKC Returns, we do World 3. Again, this is like, the way I'm doing this, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm sure they intended you to just, that's why they say it's for advanced players only. And is it really? I think just completing it is like fun in and of itself. And advanced in and of itself. Again, this is why I'm doing it this way now. That's why we pivoted this playthrough hard. Because I am, again, I've said it multiple times now, I am not doing it the way I did World 1 anymore. I am not going for the gold. We are having fun with this game. I want to enjoy this game and not hate it for the rest of my life. That's what time trialing a game like that expects perfection from you does to you. So after that, I hope you enjoyed this way of doing Turbo Attack, and I'll see you in the next video when we do World 3. Bye.